So this is a typical shot of our campsite. There you have Kendall's tent sitting there in the warm morning sun. She's all snuggled up cozy inside there. And there was me. There's my pack all packed up, ready to go. All the food situated for the day of what we're going to eat and packed neatly and ready. There's what she's going to carry for lunch. And I'm packed up, ready to go. And there's Kendall, sound asleep. So, good morning everyone. It's day 13 on the Appalachian Trail. So, good morning to you, and thanks for being with us this morning. And we're just getting packed up from our camp last night. Had one of our better nights of sleep. There wasn't any wind. It didn't get that cold last night. So, we're looking forward to another bright, beautiful, sunny day on the Appalachian Trail today. So, yeah, we're hoping to do about 8 miles this morning to a little place called the Brushy Mountain Outfitters. Hopefully get maybe some lunch and a little bit of resupply. Running down to the bottom of the barrel on food, but still have plenty left to get us to Trench Grocery, which is another day's out, I think. So we stopped at a little campsite. It wasn't an actual campsite. It was just a little flat spot next to the trail. Sun started going down, and it was another couple miles to the campsite, and we just figured it was a good time to stop last night and set up camp. But it was a perfect little spot. All right. We got Kendall up, and she got her pack on, so she's gonna head off on down the trail. Okay, it's about 10 o'clock. We made it up the first of our major inclines today. It was actually a nice gradual little up trail, which was nice, and got up to this nice flat piney ridge top without the rocks that we had yesterday, which is nice. And we're both just feeling really well today and moving along pretty good. So it feels like it's going to get a little warm today. Actually, I'm already down to the t-shirt, and it's only 10 o'clock. Feels like it's probably high 50s, low 60s right now with zero wind, and so it's quite warm. So let me just take you on a little walk on the trail here this morning. Yeah, this is our view this morning. Beautiful little ridge top in the pine trees. That's my favorite type of trail to walk on, is walking through the pines. Probably because of my childhood and growing up near the pines, but just soft ground, shady, a little bit of sun peeking through. Just a good day. Well, as we're walking along here, I also wanted to say hi to my mom, Judy, in Port Angeles, Washington. Been thinking about you today, and yeah, she's walked with me a few times doing some prep hikes for this journey. In fact, in February I was out there, and she and I went on a nice walk on the Spruce Railroad Trail. Good 10-mile walk. But yeah, my mom, she can put in some miles and keep up with me, which is pretty good. Hope you're out walking the dogs today, and just wanted to say hi and let you know that I'm thinking about you. I wish you were out here. You would enjoy this just as much as I am. 12:30, and trail is going along this little gravel road. We're actually hoping to come out to Brushy Mountain Outfitters, which doesn't look like much. It's a little place, but apparently they have burgers and fries and stuff like that. We're hoping to do a little lunch there, but we've had conflicting reports about whether or not it's even open, so we're gonna head down there and hopefully find it open. So left the Brushy Mountain Outfitters, a nice little family-run little cafe restaurant. Had a burger and fries, and resupplied on Dr. Pepper and some Tylenol, some sunblock because it's been sunny, which is good. And now we're just walking down this road. The trail actually goes down this highway here for a ways. And all right, finally got off the highway and back into the woods. Alright, it's about 4 o'clock, and we've been hiking along this nice piney ridge again. The trail today has just been awesome. We've had a few steep ups, like coming out of where we stopped for lunch at the little restaurant store, but mostly it's just walking along the ridge here. Unfortunately, that may dictate where we camp because there's not a whole lot of water up here, and we just realized that, you know, the next water source is about 6 miles away, which is about 2 more miles further than what we had intended. But and 2 miles may not sound like much, but that'll put us back up around 17-18 miles for the day. So, but we definitely cannot camp without water, so we may be either strapping on headlamps or setting up camp and having me run ahead for 1.5 miles to 2 miles, which would be 4 miles round trip for water, which would put me up over 20 miles for the day. So I'm voting for the headlamp idea, but we just have to see how our legs will do. All right, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning, and just want to let you know we got into camp last night. Actually found some water and had some good dinner, and set up camp just before dark, and went to bed. Probably my best night's sleep in my little tent so far, but still got a little cold last night. Built a little fire this morning to try to entice Kindle out of her tent. Still hasn't worked yet. Maybe I need to build it a little bigger. But anyway, just cooking up a little breakfast, making some tea and pot of hot oatmeal, and just getting ready to start the day. And there's a little stream just right next to the campsite. Was the only water really we saw since lunchtime yesterday. So, but it's a good enough source for us to get our water, and it's still flowing pretty good. Got a Dr. Pepper down there in the refrigerator, getting nice and cold. The plan for the day is to first of all get up and and get going, which is going to be a major goal today. But we're planning on doing either 11 or 13 miles today, depending on how we feel. And I'm going to try not to push more than 13, though. It just gets to be too much for right now. So, and then that will get us right on track to do another 11-mile day on Thursday to get us in the Pearisburg. Right. We got everything packed back up in those little backpacks. Hard to believe that the whole camp will fit on our backs, but we got it all cleaned up. Got the fire out, and we're headed out again. This is what we spend a lot of time doing in a day. This is a phone app called Gut Hooks, kind of a weird name, but anyway, this shows us on different spots on the trail. It shows where water sources are. The big blue dot right there is where we are at, and then it tells a little bit about the location, the elevation, and then the next icon past it, you'll see a little house-like thing. That's a shelter, and it will tell us the distance to that shelter. Would be, I can't read it there, it's
1.8 miles ahead.
1.8 miles ahead.
We'll have to go up 262 feet and descend 594 feet total to go from here to there.
But you do see we're getting up to the top of a pretty good little rise, and then it drops down past that shelter down into another valley. You can see there's several icons there. There's water there. There's probably a road or something there. But that's how we kind of plan our day and know what's coming ahead. No more of the days of the paper map. It's all on gut hooks, and it is GPS. It doesn't matter if there's phone signal or not. It's all GPS fed, so you can pull it up and look at what's coming up. Let me get this shot from my dad, Tom, in Sequim, Washington. He made a comment about my videos about how few evergreens there are and along the trail, and just was thinking about him today because I'm the same way. My favorite trail is walking through pine forest, hearing the wind in the pines and stuff, and so just walking this section of trail, thinking of Dad. And
I'll just show you some lunch here. We're kind of near the end of this big trip out, so we're kind of eager for a resupply. We're getting kind of skimpy on our food, so we're sharing a tuna packet, some chips. Yesterday from the Brushy Mountain Outpost, we packed in an extra Dr. Pepper. There's up right there.
And got some more wildlife here. Little snake, just a little 2-foot long garter snake. He was laying here on the trail, get warm in the sun. He's checking us out, hoping we don't eat him. Kendall's hoping he doesn't eat us. But yeah, he's just a harmless little guy. Alright, it's about 1:30, about an hour and a half since lunch, and we're doing one of the biggest little ups of the day and actually getting pretty near the top. I'm going to pan over here to the right. You can see that ridge in the distance. About a third of the way down is where we had lunch. So we walked down that ridge through the valley, and now we're coming up the other side. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. And can't really see too well, but there's some pretty little farms down in there. Nice little valley down through there. But earlier we had showed you the app in the map and how we move along the trail. So I wanted to explain a little bit about the trail itself. Is marked with these white, what we call blazes, and they're marked all along the trail. And usually it's just a single one. This one has a double. The double just means that you need to be careful because the trail makes a sharp turn. It doesn't really say to the left or to the right, but it just means that there's an intersection or a turn in the trail ahead. Just kind of gives you a heads up to which way to go. But that's how we find the trail as we go. If we don't see it, is by these white blazes on the trees or the rocks, or sometimes even on the road. If you're doing a road walk, they'll be painted on the road. So That's another way we find the trail. We're going to do a little end of the day wrap up here for you and call it a night. We had a good day today. Ended up at what's called Dismal Creek, and just past Dismal Creek Falls. I can hear the creek from here. Got a nice little spot. You can see, maybe you can see in the background there, we got our tent set up. There's Kendall's tent, and mine is just in there behind it. But yeah, we got in pretty good time, actually, sooner than we thought we would. About 6:30, we ended up getting into camp, so plenty of daylight left to get set up, and cooked a little dinner and had some top ramen there we cooked up. So so yeah, about midday, Kendall started having some problems with her Achilles tendon in her foot, or her ankle. So we went a little slower today. She still toughed it out. She's a trooper. She still put in the required miles for the day, 11.5 miles. We're still on schedule to hit Pearisburg, so we're looking forward to that. It's supposed to be a little warmer tonight, 51, so that's at least above freezing, which is good for us. So anyway, you guys have a good night, and we will see you in the morning.